So today is Monday. That means it's time for family movie night. And this month I'm doing my foreign movie month where I talk about a film that was at least originally released in a foreign language and we profile it. It's really fun. This is my second year doing this. And this week we are going to France and we are talking about the Oscar nominated film A Cat in Paris. In Paris came out in 2010 in France, 2011 in the United States. That's when it was nominated for the Academy Award. This was an interesting year for the Oscars because it had two foreign films nominated with Chico and Rita and Cat in Paris. And this film is gorgeous. Let me start out by saying that. I love the this sort of Picasso-inspired look to it. Very geometric, very Cubanism. I just love it. I think it's really, really cool. Everything's sort of misshapen and weird and distorted, but I don't know, I just like it. I think it's a really cool artistic movie with a cool style that's unique to these people making it. And this is directed by Jean-Louis Pellicoli and Alain Gragnol. Story, I believe. I don't think it's based on a book of any kind that I can tell, but it's written by Alain Gragnol. This movie, the title A Cat in Paris, the title Cat is a cat that has this sort of double life. Part-time that he is with this burglar, a cat burglar, was very clever, named Nico, and then the other part he is with a little girl named Zoe, and Zoe is grieving over the loss of her father, who was killed by a gangster. He was a policeman, and her mother was also a policeman and a detective, and so she's kind of obsessed with finding the killers of her husband and finding this mobster named Victor Costa, which is like such a good mobster name, I think. And so she's kind of ignoring her daughter, to be honest. Like, one of the things I actually like about this movie is that it doesn't fall for sort of the perfect, strong, resilient single mom that you so often see. Like, this is a very flawed character. She leaves her daughter to be raised by this other woman named Claudine, who ends up being not so great and not such a great person. And because she's just so obsessed because of her grief with finding out the killer of her husband. And she knows it's this mafia, this Victor Costa and team, but catch him, doesn't know how to bring him down into justice. And so one day, the Zoe ends up following the cat to try to find out where he's going. And she ends up seeing Victor and the mobs, and they're like aware of what the police is doing, what her mother is doing, and at the same time, the cat burglar Nico sees her, rescues her, and she's ended up at his place. Well, he ends up getting arrested because her mother thinks that he has kidnapped her, when it's really, of course, Victor who's the bad guy. And so anyway, it continues on kind of like that. I don't want to give it all away. And it's like a crime noir kind of story. So if you like detective stories with clues and kind of putting it all together, it's a lot of fun. I think it gets pretty tense. Like, this Victor Costa guy is not messing around. He's pretty scary. He gets pretty close to taking out Nico and Zoe. And so there's some tension that some kids might be a little scared. Plus, like, the style of the movie is not going to be for everyone because of the Cubanism, the look to it. But I love it. I think it's got tons of heart actually to it. The characters are flawed and interesting. I think that, like I said, it's very visually beautiful. It has that classic crime noir kind of style to it, which you don't see that much in animation. So that was really fun. And it was my favorite. If you look at my 2011 Did the Right Film Win? This was the one that I think should have won. I certainly like it much better than Rango. So yeah, it's really good little movie. It's only 65 minutes, so it's not very long. I think this is definitely one you should watch with your family, and you'll really enjoy it. The American dub has Marsha Gay Harden as her mother, Angelica Houston as Claudine, so that is in the cast. Those are all sort of the, I guess, the famous people, but they all do a good job with what they're asked to do. And it's just overall a really good animated film. I think you should all watch it and let me know what you think. It certainly is a beautiful, new, interesting depiction of Paris. Paris has been very well portrayed in many, many animated films, including the April in the Extraordinary World, and this, and Ratatouille, of course, the Aristocats, a lot of really lovely films, animated films set in Paris. So it's a really good one. Let me know what you think. If you've seen Cat in Paris, if you like it, don't like it, put in the comment section. And thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll talk to you later. Bye.